Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is the GXSimmer, and we are on chapter 13 of Nina and Amanda. And like the title says, we're having pre-wedding dinners, but it's not for Amanda or Tony. And if you want to find out what that's about, like, share, subscribe, click the notifications bell so you always know when we're coming out with a new episode. Let's find out what's happening in chapter 13 of Nina and Amanda. So as we can see, Nina is in the hotel, and she's got a lot of anxiety, so let's hear what she's thinking. Nina didn't know what the hell she was doing here. Why did she come here? She looked around the hotel room. It was so luxurious and beautiful. The Tartosa Hotel was such a beautiful place with its majestic columns and seaside views. The bed was like sleeping on a cloud, and with that white duvet and white pillows, the bathroom, all of it was like a spa. It reminded her of the bathroom back at Brindleton Bay all those years ago. But she shouldn't have come here. Yet her curiosity got the better of her. She had to go. She was dressed formally. Her simple blue dress and heels, her hair tied back into a long ponytail as usual. She didn't want to stand out or even be noticed. She had to come and see for herself. She looked at the time on her watch. It was 10:45 in the morning. They would be starting soon. The weather was gorgeous, bright and sunny, not a cloud in the sky. Not too warm. A light breeze swept over from the ocean with the scent of the salt water following it. She was surprised Amanda was getting married here. She hates the water. Nina had only been to Tartosa once. After Amanda and her celebrated their 1-year wedding anniversary, they rented a small villa further up near the waterfalls. Far enough where they could see them, and further away where Amanda didn't have to be near the water. They spent the entire weekend there, never left the villa once. When they got back, she spent night after night riding hot and heavy on Tartosa. Now Amanda was getting married today to Tony, here at this hotel, in a few minutes. Why the hell did she come here? She took another breath, standing up, checking herself in the mirror, saying to herself aloud, Okay, I can do this. Yeah, I'll be okay. She reminded herself she wanted to be here. Carrie was going to look so pretty and cute in her flower girl outfit. Nina wanted pictures. She was invited. She couldn't believe when the invitation arrived in the mail. She did accept, but as each day got closer, so did her anxiety. Now that day was here, and soon she would go downstairs and take her seat to watch her ex-wife get married and take a husband. Oh, damn, she groaned. Nina could do this, and she could be civil for one day. By going to the wedding, it showed she was over Amanda, ready to move on. It's been 5 years, almost 6 since their divorce. Carrie was going to be 11 in the fall. She needed to get on with her life. Financially speaking, she was richer than ever. Her career had her at the top, but being a global star had its drawbacks. The expression, "it's lonely at the top," couldn't be truer. She picked up her clutch purse, put on her sunglasses, and walked out of the hotel room, shutting the door behind her, taking the elevator to the ground floor. She saw the sign for the wedding and followed the signs that led to the outside veranda deck. Then she stopped cold by one of the columns. There they were. They were quite a distance away with the water as a backdrop. Amanda, in a light blue wedding gown, shimmering in the sunlight, sleeveless, her hair up neatly, her makeup perfect. Nina sighed when she saw her. She was gorgeous. Tony wore a light gray tux, holding her hands, gazing into her eyes, smiling at her. He was handsome. Carrie would probably compare him to Darian Scorpion on the soap Nina liked to watch. And Carrie, she was so beautiful in her flower girl gown with her hair tied back into a braid neatly and a flower in her hair. She watched them exchange their vows and be pronounced husband and wife. He kissed her, holding her in his arms. Everyone stood up, cheering and clapping. Carrie ran over to them, hugged them both. Then Carrie proudly went up the aisle, throwing flowers everywhere. Robbie, Amanda's little brother, was next. Leah, Amanda's youngest sister, her matron of honor, looking so happy and beautiful in a sleeveless purple dress, her brown hair neatly combed back with a flower attached to a headband, and then Amanda and Tony came up the aisle, arm in arm. Tony shaking hands, Amanda with a wide smile, holding her bouquet. Nina's tears started to fall. She hid behind a large potted palm tree so no one could see her, and looked for the best way to get the hell out of there without being seen. Alexa clapped as she stood next to her husband Gideon. Everyone threw rice at the happy couple. Then the newlyweds proceeded to go to the dance floor for their first dance as husband and wife. They danced to a tune by the Seaside Guys. It was Tony's favorite. He wanted especially to express his love and devotion towards Amanda. It was called Never Worry. And as Alexa was about to go over to watch them dance, she caught something out of the corner of her eye. Gid, she said to her husband, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back. Of course, honey, he said to her as he walked over to the dance floor. Alexa walked up to the veranda deck and started looking around. Nina started making her way back to the elevators when she heard, Nina? Nina turned sharply, wide-eyed and embarrassed, unable to conceal the fact that she had been crying. Oh, Nina, the sympathetic voice said. Nina couldn't hold back. And Alexa, Come on, Alexa said as she came over to her and put an arm around her. Do you have a room here? Nina nodded. Second floor. Let's go, Alexa said as they walked into the elevator and pressed the button that said 2. When they got to Nina's room, Nina sat down on the bed while Alexa opened a bottle of sparkling water from the small refrigerator. She dropped 2 ice cubes into a cocktail glass and poured water into it. Then she walked over to Nina and handed it to her. Thanks, Nina said as she took it and held onto it with both hands. You should go. You're missing her wedding. It's okay, Alexa said as she sat down in a chair across from Nina. You need me now. Alexa, Amanda is your granddaughter, Nina said with a tear coming out of her eye. And you are my sister's daughter that I promised to protect and love when she left this world, Alexa told her, placing her hand on her arm. I'm going to ask you a question, Nina, and I want you to answer me truthfully. Alexa took a breath. She looked her dead in the eye and said in a sharp tone, You're not over her, are you? Nina shut her eyes and shook her head as tears came out of her eyes, answering in a soft voice, No. Oh, Nina, it's been years. She's moved on. She is deeply in love with him. You need to... I know, Nina said in a strained voice filled with tears as she looked to Alexa. She sniffled and then took a breath, replying, But I don't know how. It'll come. But you'll need to try if you want another partner, Alexa said. You act like I haven't. I've been with somebody after Amanda, Nina said defensively. I'm not proud of how it happened particularly, but at least I did. I mean, I've done it more than a few times. I've dated a couple of times. It didn't last long, but at least I did it. And if Amanda is still in your heart, that doesn't matter, Alexa said in a soft voice. You won't get over her until you let go of her. But I don't want to, Nina said in a sad voice. She sighed and then said in a flat tone, I always thought maybe someday we'd find our way back. I mean, when I ended it, I was so angry, hurt, furious. Never wanted to see her again. Called my lawyer, told him to make the divorce happen that week. Paid whatever money they wanted. Got the papers, signed them, left them on the counter along with my rings. And I walked away. And after she left Jack, I always imagined her knocking on my door one night asking if she could come back. Like an idiot, I went over to her apartment maybe like 6 months after her and Jack broke up, thinking I could talk to her maybe, and yeah, there's Tony. So foolish to think that. The way it ended was, it was so bad. I was a fool, Alexa. I was a damn fool. I let the love of my life walk out the door, and I should have given her a chance. I should have given her the ability to try and fix it. But I didn't, because I was so angry and bitter. I couldn't get the image of her and that asshole Jack out of my mind. It's still there. Every time I'm reminded of it, I want to yell and break something. You can't keep doing that, Nina, Alexa said. The past will never change, no matter what you do. You could say I should have, I could have, what if? It will never change the situation. I know that from experience. So what do I do? Nina asked in a helpless voice. How can I forgive her? How can I forget her? Well, Alexa said, you can't. You're not able to just walk away because you have Carrie, and you share her with Amanda. What you could do is try forgiving yourself for feeling like a damn fool. Because I think the person you're angriest at is not Amanda. It is yourself. I don't get it, Nina sighed out. You're telling me I blame myself for what she did? No, Alexa said. I think you blame yourself for what you did. What I did? Nina asked with a huff. I was faithful to her, Alexa. I was honest. Yeah, my work took a lot away from us, but I wanted to change that. The day before I caught them, we almost reconnected again. We almost got back to us. And the day after, I saw her with Jack, and we were over. And that's why you need to forgive yourself. You are haunted by that memory, and because you lost her, you regret tossing her away. And most of all, you blame yourself because she fell in love again. After she left Jack. You did make that attempt to go to her. But by that time, it was too late. I know, Nina said. But I guess I always thought she'd come back to me. And you're angry at yourself for that. You're angry that you missed that opportunity, Alexa said. That's why you blame yourself. That's why you feel like a damn fool. You grieve the loss of her almost every day of your life. If you don't start addressing this pain and bitterness, you will never get over the grief, and it will be with you forever, Nina. It will take over your life. Sure, you'll have money, stardom, and anything you could buy. And you'll be alone. Is that what you want? No, Nina sighed out, feeling tears come out of her eyes. Then, start addressing the problem now before it's too late, Alexa said. You mean, maybe grief counseling? Nina asked. Yes, I think it's a good idea, Alexa said. God knows it helped me when I needed it. You mean when your daughter died? Nina asked. Alexa nodded and felt a tear roll out of her eye that she quickly wiped away. Yes. 14. Unfair and cruel. And right there I learned you can have everything and have nothing. I would give every cent of my fortune to have my daughter back in my arms. I would have traded my life for hers if I could have. And it was so quick. She was there laughing, and that accent, she was gone. And that grief turned me into a shell of a woman, Nina. I was empty and broken. The grief counseling helped me to see that I blamed myself for her dying. I kept saying maybe, if, should have, what if, one more minute, and she'd be here. So you see, I recognize that you feel the same way for the end of your marriage. You blame yourself to the point of hating yourself because I hated myself too. Nina began to cry and then bawled out, I do. I really do. I don't want to be this person any longer. I'm so bitter and jealous, angry and frustrated, self-absorbed and self-loathing. I hate who I am. That's why I think it will help you find the path, Nina. Then maybe you'll be able to come to terms with it, like I did. I'll call them when I get back. I'll check out tomorrow. I'm really tired. I think I'll just sleep, maybe watch a movie. Alexa nodded and said, Okay. I should get back to the reception. Gideon is probably wondering if I fell into the toilet. Nina said with a laugh. Thank you for always being there for me. I love you, Aunt Alexa. Alexa smiled and looked into her face, cupping her cheek. I love you too. You have your mom's smile. Did I ever tell you that? No, Nina said. I'll always be here for as long as I live. And after, I'll watch over you from above. Thank you, Nina whispered. Alexa hugged her once more and then walked out the door. Nina sat down on the bed, sighing. She nodded and said aloud, Okay. So that concludes episode 13. I hope that you really enjoyed this episode. I'll tell you, it took a lot out of me playing Nina in this episode. And if you want to know more about my thought process in this series, head on over to GXSimmer.com. You can see a complete deep dive on behind the episode, see what I was thinking, what may be coming up in episode 14, and you can also interact with the community over there. Sign up for the weekly newsletter that comes out to you every time that I have new content. And of course, subscribe to this channel, like, share, subscribe, click notifications so you always know when we're coming out with with more content. I'd just like to say thank you so much for sticking with us, helping us grow. It's all because of you. I thank you profusely. You guys are the best, and I'm really happy with the way the channel is going. Until next time, this is Jen, the GX Simmer. I hope that you have a terrific day or night, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.